Yo, what up? It's been a long hiatus. I know we're back again. My boy, Mr. Maple, aka Mr. Maple. Just kidding. And your boy, Garrett, black belt in anime. And you know, today's gonna be a kick-ass episode. Honestly, this is really cool. A lot of anime coming out. A lot of just everything we got going on. Netflix is dropping stuff. Mangas are dropping stuff. You know, Funimation, Crunchyroll, a lot of things in the anime community.
Even Netflix.
Yeah, like I said, like
Tubi.
Netflix. Everything. So, you guys ready? Cool. So crack open a cold one, get ready. Anime and beer, baby. Let's dive in. All right. So, this episode, not only just about certain like anime, this one's kind of special to me because if you guys listen to our past shows, I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a black belt in American Karate. And what we're going to kind of talk about today is like the martial arts effects on anime and just the martial arts community in itself.
And I say, because I got to say, I know we said anime, but a thought just crossed my mind. Just martial arts and just in general, but, you know, anime, just regular TV shows, kid shows.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Movies, just the impact, but mostly anime.
Well, you can't have like a martial arts conversation without discussing the late Bruce Lee. Because Bruce Lee was the man. What? Like you can't people are gonna play that over and over again. Just his effects on multiple anime and just the culture in itself. I mean, even video games even have characters that are based off of Bruce Lee. I mean, animes across the board. I know Shaman King's used it. You have Rock Lee in Naruto. You have Law from Tekken. I mean, from across the page, you have someone like Bruce Lee that is not only a great martial artist, but his ideology and philosophy was so great. It was so sound. Like he was one of those minds you only get one of every generation. Yeah. And you got to see him in the anime. But you know, one thing I gotta say though, man. Speaking of Netflix, I want to go ahead and get into it because it's juicy. But no, like, Netflix is doing a great job, by the way. So shout out to Netflix for starting to grab anime. Although I am kind of a little iffy because you only grabbed One Piece till Alabasta, but I guess that's good for the beginners.
I mean, Netflix does have like servers that they have to maintain.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, definitely you got to pay
just for One Piece. That's just a dedicated server itself.
Hey, shout out to my One Piece boys in the chat. We're gonna do that One Piece episode. You know, Kwanzi's one, my boy Matt, Ben. If you get out the house, Robert, of course, too. We're gonna do a One Piece episode one day, and just gonna be all about One Piece. Yep. But today's martial arts. So one thing that I really love, and I finally got this guy and a lot of other guys in the group on, is yes, you guessed it, Baki the Grappler. And Baki, it's such a good story because it's just, I mean, like, yeah, it's martial arts and anime, but anime logic, like, yeah, there's some things that are a little obscene, but have you watched One Piece? And one thing I wanted to talk about, because this season, you know, I don't know if any other cartoon has done it, anime, manga, I don't know if anybody's doing it, because what's definitely particular about this season, and it brought a lot of viewers in, is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest heavyweights always.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, excuse me. Muhammad Ali Jr.
It's not like A-L-I. It's like A-L-A-I.
It almost looks like Elijah, but an A. But I think that was for the Japanese culture. But it's Muhammad Ali.
Or copyright.
Yeah, right. Probably. His name might be patent. And well, for those of you that don't know, I mean, you can kind of Wikipedia it. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And
I'm so pretty.
I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Like, one of the best trash talkers of his time, a pioneer as well. He's also saved people, saved a lot of, I can't remember the exact history. Probably should have done it, but he's saved like soldiers during a war. I mean, he's done a lot of amazing things. And something like Baki that a lot of people still aren't on yet, the fact that Baki's creators put someone like Muhammad Ali in this anime, in the genre of anime, it's honestly like a pioneering moment. Like, yes, of course, the manga had it first, but the actual anime, the adaptation that they put of Muhammad Ali, because Muhammad Ali actually has a daughter. I don't think he has any sons.
Yeah,
he has a daughter. So, I mean, you couldn't really have the girl, I guess, fight Baki if you've watched Baki. And what was cool about Muhammad Ali Jr. was, what I loved about him in the anime was they called him the first mixed martial artist. Because I was told this as well. Muhammad Ali's also studied karate. And the way Muhammad Ali fights is a very blitzing style. He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out, and he's always moving. Constant footwork. Watch my feet. Bap! And he gets you. And what was cool about it was, for those, like, a brief history on Muhammad Ali, like, sorry, like, we're talking about anime, boxing. Like, that's how diverse this channel is. I fucking love it. And what's really cool about it was Muhammad Ali took a match a long time ago against a professional wrestler, a catch wrestler. And it was anything goes, just no eye gouging and crotch shots, basically. So I guess not anything goes. And Muhammad Ali fought this person and ended up winning a split decision. But from jiu-jitsu, the catch wrestler or judoka player sat to his butt and his back and started scooting closed guard. We call it in jiu-jitsu, we call it open guard or sitting guard. And basically you kind of sit or kind of lie to mid-back, and you're using your body on the ground. You're just kind of reverse crawling to someone. Yeah, it doesn't seem effective at first, but hey, come do jiu-jitsu with me. I'll show you. And so Muhammad Ali Jr., what I like about him is they did Muhammad Ali good. They made him cocky, they made him resilient, they made him persevere, they made him smart,
observant.
They made him absorb the knowledge. And Muhammad Ali was really like that. Muhammad Ali worked his butt off, but he studied people. He was really, really good about that. Bruce Lee even studied Muhammad Ali because, everybody was asking Bruce, when he actually made Jeet Kune Do, he was watching Muhammad Ali videos.
Honestly, in my opinion, for those who, everybody knows who Muhammad Ali is, but if you lived under a rock, and by any chance you're an MMA fan, if you know who Conor McGregor is, same thing.
I know, we're plugging names in the channel. We better get some views for this one.
Yeah, same thing.
Conor McGregor
was the same.
Conor McGregor, we just got 20 views.
Put that in the tag.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also, too, to kind of spoil it also, sorry guys, spoilers ahead, Muhammad Ali was introduced. So Muhammad Ali, I am going to spoil the episode, so you got this far into the video, definitely cut it off now if you don't want to know. Or read the manga or anything like that. So someone like Conor McGregor, yes, who has painted the combat world over and just embraced his personality on everyone. Everyone knows. Even people that aren't fans know who Conor McGregor is. That's how Muhammad Ali was. That's how Bruce Lee was. Bad motherfuckers. Recognize bad motherfuckers. So, and once again, Conor McGregor, that was 20 more views. Conor McGregor actually
20 more views.
Yeah. Actually reenacted one of Muhammad Ali's Sports Illustrated shots. And it was the vault shot where Muhammad Ali's in the nice little plaid blazer, and he's sitting on a stack of money. I think it's like $1 million, and he's sitting on a stack of money. Yeah, he reenacted the photo in dedication to Muhammad Ali. So that's how great Muhammad Ali was, because this is a generation before any of us. Yeah. Muhammad Ali, I actually dressed up as Muhammad Ali once, not knowing who he was. He was on a list of people I had to do. It's like elementary school. And I had to do all this thing, a book report on Muhammad Ali. But fast forward to Baki. Now, if you haven't watched Baki, it's a little edgy. I'm not going to lie. It's gory. It gets straight to the point. It's edgy. It's edgy. And Muhammad Ali meets Yujiro Hanma, which is Baki Hanma's dad. And apparently Yujiro Hanma is the strongest man in the world, just like a bad SOB. And what Muhammad Ali does is he actually has already met Yujiro once when he was a kid. And he goes in there and he meets Yujiro Hanma. And so, oh, really? That's what we're going to do? We're going to interrupt the show? Is that what we're going to do? Is that what we're going to do?
I'm going to cut it out.
Is that what we're going to do? Is that what we're going to do? Unprofessional. Anyways, so, no, guys, he's married. If you listen to me in other episodes, I tease him all the time. Happy wife, happy life. But, so Yujiro actually reenacts, and this is funny. Yujiro actually reenacts, because they asked Muhammad Ali Jr. if he perfected Muhammad Ali's art. Because the way Muhammad Ali fights, he avoids kicks, he avoids punches, he avoids grappling, grabbing someone. And he's putting the gloves on, and Yujiro's like, okay, well, let's see if you can do what your dad couldn't. And he lays back on the ground. He's like, your father didn't have an answer for this. And he goes, wow. Muhammad Ali says this to Yujiro Hanma. And this is how Muhammad Ali was. He's not dumb. And he's slick. He's smooth with it.
Honestly,
he's smooth with it, bro.
That was like, out of the episodes I've watched, that was my favorite part. I know what you're about to say.
Yes.
That was my favorite part.
He sits to his butt because Muhammad Ali did win this catch wrestling match, but he didn't have an answer for the grappling. So Muhammad Ali Jr. sees the strongest man on the face of the earth sit to his ass and says, what do you got? And Muhammad Ali puts his gloves on. He goes, so the strongest man on the earth is sitting down on his butt, laying down on his back, and is asking me to challenge him? I will just simply walk away. He walks out of the room, and it pisses Yujiro off, and Yujiro's like, this bastard! And they're in a hotel.
He runs down into the hall.
He rips the fucking door. He's screaming. Muhammad Ali's already out in the parking lot downstairs, and he's like,
like he hears Hanma yelling.
He's like,
from outside.
Just leaves. And I was like,
that was my favorite part. Well played.
Well played.
It was like, Hanma, congratulations, you played yourself.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. Like, he was like,
dude,
that was,
if I can get a clip of that to edit in here, I'll just do it as he's outside.
We'll put it in the comments below. That scene specifically, we'll do that. But the same thing happens to him later on because they're entering in a tournament. And this season, if you haven't followed Baki, I mean, watch it from the beginning. The very beginning isn't on Netflix. It's probably on Kiss Anime. You got to find it on back pages. I'm talking Baki is about to be 18 right now in the Netflix series. You have to watch it when he was 13. If you don't know, go look it up. Great series, guys. Especially if you're into martial arts, watch it from the beginning. If you like good combat and gore, just straight to the point, no Kaioken, Super Saiyan, but possibly they should be, no, it's good. I highly recommend. But the same thing happens to Muhammad Ali Jr. later on in this tournament, that Baki, Yujiro, one of the other Kaios, Oliva is actually based off of a world famous bodybuilder. If you guys didn't know that at home. Biscuit Oliva? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's based off of a real life bodybuilder. Does physique shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr.
Olympia, that's who Oliva's based off of.
I think that's a lot of the characters.
Yes, and that's what's cool about it, is they're based off of real life people and real life specialists. And I'm spoiling this show for you guys, but I'm telling you, go watch it. So because it was Japan/America, because Muhammad Ali was there, but I think he was the only American, and it was versus China. Now, China is a very traditional country when it comes to martial arts. If you guys don't know, Asia is the origin of martial arts. I don't care who you are, Asia had it first. Got to give it credit. I wish to compete and fight in Asia one day. One day, I don't care. Even if it's just jiu-jitsu tournament, I would love to compete over there one day. And so the whole thing is the same thing happens. I don't even think he knows.
I told you I only made it to the third episode.
So if you guys are watching at home, I'm not just spoiling it for you. I'm spoiling it for this guy. He might hate me, but he might laugh about this.
So thanks.
So love you. Give you a kiss. Anyway, so one of the Asian martial artists and specialists does the same thing to Muhammad Ali Jr. And Muhammad Ali Jr. had to fight this person in order to enter in the tournament. Because you have to fight and earn your spot in order to make it into this tournament. So the same thing. Guy lays to his butt and back and was like, what you gonna do? Your dad didn't have an answer to this. And Muhammad Ali drops to his knees and faces the guy. And he's down on his knees. The guy's on the ground. So now they're on the ground. Muhammad Ali has his boxing gloves on. The guy is trying to up kick at Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's on his knees, of course, anime logic, but he's like, catches the foot with the boxing glove and just starts ground and pounding the guy. And the guy's like, boo, 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 boo. He gets up, he goes, oh shit.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen the way Muhammad Ali fights, he's got a really poised like stance. He stays light on his toes. He's bouncing. Yep. And Muhammad Ali Jr.'s in his sweats and he's bouncing. He's bouncing. He's bouncing. He's looking at the guy. He goes, yeah, if you lay down, you're most likely going to die. And he goes, that's why I kept my boxing gloves on, because I would have shattered your skull. And I'm like, R.I.P. to Muhammad Ali. You the man. That's what's up. And they gassed him up. They gassed Muhammad Ali up. They gassed him up. They gassed him up.
And it's well deserved. This isn't what they did with Muhammad Ali.
Definitely.
They definitely showed him
tribute.
The
Respect.
utmost respect. I mean, although it's his son, the way they're going about it is
it's him.
Muhammad Ali all this time was, as a boxer, he was doing martial arts.
Yes.
His boxing was a martial art.
Yes.
Now you can go into the whole argument boxing isn't a martial art. But the particular way he did it, the way his guard, his jabs, his swings.
The way he moved.
The way he moved was a martial art.
Was the first time somebody took boxing and changed it. He was the first pioneer to do it. Where traditionally you stand flat-footed, heavy, and you just stay in the pocket and you throw, because boxing is a combat sport where you only use your hands.
Right.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, but the way they went about it in the show, sorry, there's a little bug.
Sound check.
It was incomplete.
Yes.
And
good point. Good point.
To rewind back, that's when Hanma and Muhammad Ali Jr. first met. He was like, yeah, I've seen your dad fight, or did they actually fight? I think he just seen him fight.
Yeah, Yujiro.
No, he actually fought. They actually fought because Hanma threw a punch and Junior dodged, and he was like, "Oh wow, you're just as fast as your dad, because your dad could move."
He said he was
your
faster.
He said your dad was a heavyweight and moved
like
at a flyweight.
No,
featherweight.
Moved at middleweight and welterweight, which is basically like 30, 40 pounds lower.
And
Muhammad was flyweight and feather, which is like 50, 60 pounds lower than a heavyweight, which is twice as fast.
But he can move at a flyweight.
Yeah, flyweight. And if you guys don't know what a flyweight is, that's a 125-pound man. So little people are fast.
So what was I getting at? So he said that, your dad, the way I watched him move, your dad knew martial arts. And he said, but the only thing that your dad failed at was he didn't finish his martial arts. And Junior's like, yes, I did. Hama's like, what? He's like, I completed it.
Yeah, that's
and he was like,
yeah, that's where he sat.
He was like, if you want to see, I can show you. Hama's like,
that's what started.
If we go at it, I'm not holding back. And Junior's like, oh man, a real fight, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And to fast forward a little bit into the season, Muhammad Ali is challenging other great fighters that Baki, the main character, has defeated. And Baki is Yujiro, the strongest man's on the face of the Earth's son. So technically, Baki is the second strongest. And basically, these other characters in the show are martial arts specialists. Like, you have a Shotokan karate specialist, but Shotokan karate's badass. So shout out to the Shotokan karate people, because that's, Lyoto Machida, all those guys are like real, like, break your fucking face. I'm serious. Those guys are legit. In jujutsu, which is the traditional jujitsu martial art, where it's Shikaraba, I think Shikawaba, Master Shikawaba, I forget his name. I'm probably butchering his name. Little dude with glasses and a kimono. It's an old samurai martial art as well.
Oh, you're talking about what was it, Japanese jiu-jitsu or something?
Yeah, basically. And what it is different from what I do, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. The target is you basically use the manipulation and weight to literally throw somebody on their head. And those people are basically the grapplers, like the first kind of wave of, besides judo, the first wave of jiu-jitsu players. And so they both first fight Muhammad Ali Jr. And they kind of underestimated Muhammad Ali Jr. because they were in awe, because they were a fan of his dad. And when they fought Muhammad Ali Jr., he clips him with a jab, like, right on the button, drops them both. Well, I guess in Japan, they don't play that shit. We gonna run it back. And they found Muhammad Ali Jr. And he also, shout out to Muhammad Ali Jr. because he was trying to move in on Baki's girl. And he was like, yo, you ever been with an American man before? Just smooth. And he was just kind of like, man, he's like, I'm gonna steal your girl. Like,
and he took it back. He was like, oh man, I didn't know you and Baki were lovers.
yeah. Everybody, I mean, I don't know what she's got. I forget her name, Kazui or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, like I don't know what Baki's girl's got, but because Jack hit on her too in the old series.
Yeah.
And everybody trying to move in on that. And it's funny because the show is kind of TVMA, but it's funny because like she gets hit on by all these dudes and she still chooses Baki. But Baki's basically telling her like, I don't own you. So like he knows Muhammad Ali Jr. is hitting on her. He's like, I don't own you. You're gonna make the choice at the end of the day. I just want to be the strongest in the world. I'm like, okay, Goku.
Pretty much.
So they basically Dopu and Shiwakawa Jiu-Jitsu master run it back with Muhammad Ali Jr. They fuck him up, but not before Jack fucks him up first. Jack Hanma, who is Baki's half brother, and this is also something that's crazy in this show. Jack Hanma, once again, guys.
That was a steroid guy, right?
Yeah, spoilers. He did steroids, and he's the only guy in the show. He's the only guy in the show that's like basically genetically altered your body. So like, imagine fighting that one genetic specimen that was made in a lab, and then they're allowed to fight. Yeah, I'll let your mind rattle on that, because in MMA and boxing to this day, it's illegal. You're considered breaching the rules in the contract because you're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting your opponent at risk too. That's a whole topic for another day. But Muhammad Ali Jr. looks at Jack and goes, I heard you do steroids. And Jack goes, problem with that? He goes, no, I'm actually excited. And I'm like, okay, all right, bet. Like, Muhammad Ali about to make him catch this fade real quick. Now, at this point, he's already beaten Dopu and Shiwakawa. Mm-hmm. Jack was his third person he rolled up on. Jack Hanma, Yujiro Hanma's other son. Baki Hanma's half-brother. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
It wasn't pretty.
Wasn't pretty. When I say Baki is a gory show, I'm not really going to spoil the gore.
It's gory.
It's gory. I mean, let's just say Muhammad Ali Jr. got humbled. But when he got humbled, he wanted to be reserved. You know, there's a saying we say in combat sports, it's hard to get out of bed when you sleep in silk sheets. Meaning, he was so comfortable being the best one-dimensional fighter, I guess, per se. He was comfortable being Muhammad Ali Jr. in the boxing ring. He wasn't in a real fight ever. Mm-hmm. And Jack just decimates him. And then that's when Shiwakawa and Dopu get their revenge too. And I mean, they add insult to injury for sure.
You have to exploitation.
Yeah,
exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to bring it into and that's what this episode is about, is taking the anime and relating it to other things. Take the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather fight. Mayweather may be the best in a boxing ring.
Good example.
You may be the best when you can only use your hands. But and you've said it before. There's a reason why Floyd Mayweather walks around with bodyguards, because he knows if he goes toe-to-toe with an actual fighter and gets taken down, he is done.
Exactly.
He is done. You can swing all you want to. I'm ducking down, double leg takedown, full mount. And
Kwanti's trained a little bit with me.
And I'm straight going to work.
Kwanti's trained a little bit with me.
Hey, for the people, I'm just saying, for the people who've seen Ip Man 4, if you've seen that last fight against the military general,
I'm going to piggyback off that in a second.
Ip Man flipped him over his shoulder and just started welling on the back of his head, yeah.
Now, to piggyback off of that, Muhammad Ali, okay, is one thing, all right? To piggyback off that. And I was talking about this last night, so it's funny, we're kind of chaining into this, but another boxer we all know that he's not Muhammad Ali and he don't play that shit. And I kind of can't wait. I don't know who's going to voice act him, but I kind of can't wait for something like Baki to do Mike Tyson.
Oh, gee.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I don't want any problems with you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and comment, too, if I'm wrong. The way I see, like, just between, Muhammad Ali and Muhammad Ali was speed and precision. His speed, his precision, jab, in and out, jab, jab, wear your opponent out.
He applied the first rule of striking. And the rule is. Now, I'm not cutting you off. I know you're on a roll. You're doing great. But the rule is, just in a fight, I want to hit you. I don't want you to hit me. Mm-hmm. Tyson don't give a fuck.
Mike Tyson is not only power, but you cannot deny that man has speed as well. So you have speed and power. So it's funny you say that. That will be, if they do Mike Tyson, that is going to be so scary. If everybody knows that, just speed and power, how are you going to stop this man?
That's a bad man right there.
How are you going to stop this man?
And to be fair, I mean, even like Ali show, because they're in different generations as well. Mm-hmm. Tyson, I mean, Ali was kind of like our grandparents to our parents. But Tyson, this is like generation, so you guys can understand at home. But Tyson was like our parents to us. Yep. That's the generation span. So Ali was too old. And even Ali, in an interview, was, they were on a talk show, and I want to say it was Sugar Ray. I want to say it was Ray. I want to say it was him. It was another boxer, the talk show host, Muhammad Ali, and Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson, goes up there, shakes Ray's hand, shakes the talk show host's hand. Muhammad Ali goes and walks behind the talk show host guy, just kind of goofing off. Mm-hmm. And he goes, and like the talk show, they're all goofing off at this point. It's like all good fun, but this is how much Ali respected Tyson. And Ali's like, and the talk show host looking at Ali like, what's wrong with Tyson? And Ali goes, I'm gonna watch that one right there. That one right there. Woo! No, sir. You a bad man. You a bad man.
He was a bad man.
And if Muhammad Ali calls you a bad man, you a bad man. I don't care. That's a check mark gold star. I'll take that. I'll type it up. Can we get it on paper? Like, I'm going to take that with me. Like, you know what? I don't care if you think I'm a loser. Muhammad Ali says I'm the baddest man. I don't care. Deuces.
And props to Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson is by far Mike Tyson has proven he can done it all. I mean, he's done movies. He
can bite your ear off.
Guy can box his ass off.
Yes.
And to even, like, just further it, a lot of my references are probably going to be from Ip-Man, but Ip-Man 3...
I think that was the one he was in.
When he fought Mike Tyson, when Ip-Man fought Mike Tyson said, I heard you have the fastest hands, but we're going to fight for 3 minutes to see whose hands are faster.
Okay, I knew it was
yours
a time.
Or mine. Yeah, it was 3 minutes, I believe.
Okay.
It was 3 minutes or a minute. It was something like that.
It's a martial arts film. They got a little crazy.
But Mike Tyson gave Ip-Man the business, and they had to end it, which I personally thought they ended it because, you got Wing Chun and then you got boxing, but the boxer is Mike Tyson, so how can you really say who won? But I later did find out that the only reason it ended in a stalemate because Mike Tyson said, if I'm going to lose, you're going to pay me more money. And they couldn't pay him more money, so they said, well, we're just ending in a stalemate. And he's like, okay, say. But I'm sorry, Mike.
But
don't hit me.
But that's just a tangent, because today's episode is about martial arts, and we're talking about boxing, and we're talking about Baki. And to kind of reiterate this, Muhammad Ali is in the anime. He is coaching Muhammad Ali Jr. And at the end of it, he's all beat up, he's broken, and he's just like, you know what, fuck this. And at the end, he fights Baki.
No. Don't end that. Don't spoil that.
He fights Baki. And he fights Baki. So
is that like the last episode? the last fight.
Yeah,
don't end it.
Yeah.
No,
so
no,
he fights Baki, and that's where we cut. But
don't ruin it.
So I'll put it to you this way: there's a lot of people at home that are mad because they're just now watching Baki because this season actually got a lot more views because, well, Muhammad Ali. It's a name plug, and what I am going to talk about, though, is also the manga in itself and where it also talks about its philosophy and martial arts and things like that. I mean, these guys are so strong in this universe, they're bored. They're bored. They actually reference the UFC at one point. They reference fighting stronger opponents. And I'm starting off strong with Baki because I'm just super passionate about martial arts and a lot of the way they teach things in the show. It's not necessarily that it's proofs in the pudding, but what I like about it is, a lot of the philosophy and ideology in it, it's true. If you want to be the best, this is what you have to do. R.I.P. to Kobe, the Mamba mentality, like if you want to be number one, this is what you got to do. And that's what I liked about it because everybody in this show trains. Everybody in this show basically kills themselves to a T. Like I said, a guy takes freaking steroids. But they reference the UFC. They even get to a point where they get so bored. These guys get so bored. They also have a scientist and a billionaire that funds them. They get so bored. They resurrect a caveman. Yes, a caveman. They name him Pickle. But caveman, I don't know why they named him Pickle. I don't know if his first name's Boredom. And they also resurrect one of the best samurais of the feudal era because they're so bored with the combat. They've all fought each other. They fought Muhammad Ali Jr. And I mean, to be fair, the anime can't really use UFC actual characters because they're under contract clause and you can't use their name in anything because their name and brand is owned by the UFC.
That sucks.
So they can't even use a name like Conor McGregor because they're like, give me that. Give me that. Also, 20 more views. And and the whole thing is what I like about it it's just the art of war. You don't really see that anymore in anime. You don't see it, like, at least I haven't. So, I mean, leave some comments below about some good hardcore animes. And another good anime that has good combat in it, my buddy Robert's been getting on me, King and Ashura. It's a CGI anime, but you can read the manga too. We also got a lot of other animes too that reference it. You guys know that me and this guy are probably two of the biggest My Hero Academia fans. And for those of you that don't know, Shuto style that Deku uses, spoiler alert, if you don't know, go watch the show. Shuto style, or shoot, is actually from Shuto boxing. And what shoot boxing is you basically kickbox and you do takedowns and grapple, but no submissions. One of the greats, Anderson Silva, was a champion in it. Former welterweight champion of the UFC, Carlos Newton, was in it. And what Shuto style basically means is just kickboxing and grappling. And we haven't seen grappling yet from Deku because, to be fair, a lot of people feel that a fight should be on your feet. Yeah, use your kicks, your knees, your elbows, your hands. Fuck it, headbutt them.
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah,
but at the same time, too, the grappling, I'm a little bit biased because, like I said, I am a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the grappling, is an underrated part, but to a lot of people, it's not entertaining. And that's why I really wanted to do this episode because I just want to give everybody a little bit of insight. It's fun to joke around if you're in a frat house and wrestle your boys, but in a real fight, I mean, how many times everybody's been like, stand up, stand up, stand up, don't do that grabbing shit.
You don't know unless you've been in that position. And it's funny is you know it, of course you know it, but this guy here. So I will be grappling whenever I come to class.
We got class tonight.
We will be grappling, and I'm in a non-dominant position. He's like, "Turn over, get up, put your leg this way, move your arm," and I'm like, I'm like Orlando in Major Pain. I can't.
Good point.
I said turn over.
That's a good.
And it's like, people will say, you know, and it's like MMA is like, dude, why don't you just get up? And it's like, if you're on the top in the dominant position, your opponent's job is to keep you there. If you're on the bottom in a non-dominant position, your opponent's job is to keep you there. You can't move. Essentially, so which is why you have to do techniques. You have to go through the levels of transitioning to be able to get up as you want them to. It doesn't just happen.
To piggyback off of that, to kind of reiterate and kind of explain a little more in depth, like, you know, everything you do, it takes practice, like, you know, tools of his trade. Everything you do takes time to do, and it could be anything. It could be construction work, it can be electrical work, it could be making a cheeseburger at McDonald's. Everything you do takes time and structure. There's a structure to everything. So when you do things like this, like a lot of people get upset about grappling in a street fight or in MMA or in anime. You don't see it. I think there was like an anime like years ago that was all about judo, and it was super cool. It was good graphics and everything like that. It didn't even make it past its pilot. Its pilot got like thrown out. I can't even remember this. This was like years ago, like when I first started jiu-jitsu, and I've been doing it. It'll be like September. It'll be like 11 years, and the grappling is not entertaining. But the reason why it's not entertaining is because it's more control. You know, Hickson Gracie says it best. You know, the mats. You know, because we're filming at a martial arts school. The mats are the ocean, and I'm a shark, and you don't know how to swim. It's like drowning. Grappling is like drowning, and you have to learn how to fucking swim. You have to. It's not necessarily like combat sports with the striking, because the striking's more like, you're a gorilla and I'm a tiger. Try to fucking survive. The pace is different.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen a gorilla and a tiger go at it? It's terrifying.
I haven't, but I'm pretty sure it ain't pretty.
It's terrifying. It's survival, because you're getting punched in your face.
I mean, at the same time, you're getting bit.
Yeah, well, bit, but to make it, you know, like, and what also Hickson Gracie says, too, is, like, everybody thinks, like, you know, this is why there's weight classes, of course, but a smaller person, because Baki's not a big dude, a smaller person can't handle a much larger person if they have the right technique, okay? Like, that's the biggest thing.
Well, it's what what they call them? Sea Kings, so what they call the actual champion.
It's like Kaio's the Sea King. Kaio's what they're called, yeah.
Yeah, but what's the Grand Master? Well, not the Master. The guy who's been winning the tournaments. Old wrinkle dude.
Oh, I forgot his name.
It's pretty much what
but he was a Grand Master, yeah.
He said the same thing. He said it's not about age. It's not about weight. It's about technique. You got to know when to use the appropriate technique at the right time. Because he faced one guy and kicked him in the nuts. And
a Muay Thai specialist.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, Muay Thai is like a style of kickboxing. Mm-hmm. And this guy in the anime was like, no, I don't even think he kicked him. I think he plucked him in the nuts. Because he pantsed him.
He pantsed him and he came behind him.
And I know everybody's like, that's dirty. There's no such thing as a fair fight, guys. There's not. You know, the UFC was the same. The UFC was the same way. The first UFC, you could bite, eye gouge, fish hook, squeeze nuts, kick them in the head while they're down. Yeah, it sounds violent, but any way to defend yourself. Of course, martial arts don't do that now because, well, if I eye gouge somebody, I don't think they're going to come train next week.
Actually, I saw a video on that. The reason they stopped most of that was because the UFC and just martial arts just as a whole was trying to be sanctioned. But,
more civil in a way.
Yeah, more trying to be more civil sanctioned, but nobody would back them.
Same thing, but professional answer. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. So we have a saying too. It's like
that's why we have all these rules.
Like all these martial arts do have the eye gouging and the crotch shots and the biting. All martial arts do. But think about it for a second. You went into a martial arts school. Someone bites you, eye gouges you, or kicks you in your nuts for real. For practice, too. You're not even going for real try to defend yourself. This is practice. I don't think I'm going to see you next week. I don't even think I'm going to see you tomorrow. I think you're done.
I mean, honestly, and I've thought about this, and you can call me a punk or whatever. I believe in a fight, anything goes. People say, well, it's not good at somebody, in their jewels. Why not? Because that's not right. Fighting isn't right at all.
Yeah, why are we fighting to begin with?
And it's like, well, if you hit him in the nuts, there's a possibility, he can't have kids. Well, if I
we're
take my knuckles and crack your nose, there's a possibility you can't breathe. If I take my knuckles and crack the back of your head, there's a possibility you're going to have brain hemorrhaging. So it really doesn't matter what I do to you, you're still going to get badly injured depending on how hard I hit you.
Exactly. And like the whole thing of martial arts too is like the philosophy in it is, like now at least. Back then, it was used in war. It was used in war. You fought for land. You fought for your life. You fought for your kids, your house, your wife. You fought to keep what you got. It's not like that anymore. It's definitely a hobby style now. But, the 3 rules of self-defense, at least what I was taught, was I thought they would hurt me, and I thought they could hurt me, and I couldn't get away. And if you can get away, just like Muhammad Ali Jr. walking out on Yujiro, he was like, nah, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, is like, it's crazy because you see that in animes where, it's like, yeah. But in anime, what I love about anime, and not even like UFC, you get to truly see martial arts. Yeah, it's a little exaggerated because it's animated, but you get to see it in its raw form. You get to see what it was originally intent to be. And when you see it, it's like, yeah, I could bite someone's jugular out. But I don't think that's necessarily a good thing to do. That's a horrible example, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. Because, I don't know, the cops roll up, you got like half a neck hanging out of your mouth, and you're like, he slapped my girlfriend's ass. Yeah, good bar talk, buddy. Good bar talk. You just zombie apocalypsed him for no reason. He probably thought your girlfriend looked like his girlfriend. Now we're here. Like,
no, some method actually put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna take this L. I killed him. And that's the crazy thing, though. And like another one, a great one to watch, guys. It's a good one. It's a little more light, okay, but the teachings in it I like. And this is for everybody at home. Kinpachi, the Mighty Disciple, I think is what it's called. It's a little cheesy, sure. Animation, whatever you're picky about, but the overall message it sends, it transcends through a lot. Because you take this wimpy kid, the show is called Kinpachi, the Mighty Disciple. He's becoming a mighty student. Mm-hmm. You take this wimpy kid off the street, and you just start training him. And this kid just builds the confidence up. And that's a beauty in martial arts too. Like, you get to see somebody's confidence come out. And that's a hard thing. Like, because you have confident people, don't get me wrong. But you also have cocky people. And everybody exploits the cockiness every once in a while. And when it happens, you want to correct them on it. All right, listen, dude, you need to calm it down. We're just chilling. You're escalating. I'm just calm down, dude. And you see, like, hey, I see it. I teach martial arts. I see people's confidence building up, and that's what you get to see in Baki too.
Oh yeah,
Baki, you get to see him evolve. Martial arts as well. The GOAT, the pioneer, in my opinion, Dragon Ball Z. Goku trained every day, and Goku was humble as he could be because Goku, yes, Saiyans are prideful creatures, but also, too, Goku was always testing himself. Not many fighters want to do that. And, yeah, sure, it's like, well, Goku's a bad example. It's like, no, it's not, because Goku was ready to fight, not just because he was a Saiyan, but because he wanted to test himself. And that's the message I got when I was a kid. I didn't get the message like, oh, yeah, he's a badass. I got the message like, he wants to see how badass he is, and he doesn't care because he's lost just as many as he's won. He's taken L's too. Everybody forgets Master Roshi clapped his ass 2 times before he even won a World Martial Arts tournament. Piccolo clapped his ass. Raditz did, Frieza did, and then he had to turn Super Saiyan. Couldn't do shit to Cell. Kid Buu, he needed help. Okay, really the only exception you got to say, and it still took help. But only way he clapped back was tapping into what we know now as Ultra Instinct. And even that is a limited source of power. He's always pushing himself. And that's the whole thing with martial arts. It translates and transpires into martial arts because you're always pushing yourself. If you say you want to be here, there's no reason why you can't be here or off screen here. Like there's no reason for it, and that's what's cool. That's why I basically like love martial arts in general, and I love it in anime because, like I said, you get to see it in its raw form. I mean, like, martial arts in many anime, they reference Bruce Lee in the Sasuke and Naruto fight, the first one when they were little kids. You can go back and watch it, but Sasuke actually does the kata that Bruce Lee does in Enter the Dragon. And that was like, okay, I see you. And of course, I didn't find that out till later because, of course, I'm not watching Sasuke when I'm like 13, 14 years old. I'm like, oh, Bruce Lee did that. Like, no. Like, you find out later because people do their research. Yeah. And what's cool about it is martial arts has affected, it's a part of the anime culture. They're hand in hand. They really are. Because how do you think you got your badass fight scenes?
That is true.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, I'm not saying they're pretty because, that's the animation company. But the fight scenes, I mean, like, I got to say, like, one of my all-time favorite anime fights, like, martial art-wise, I got to say is the Sasuke and Naruto fight. Overpowered, I got to give it to Bleach with Grimmjow and Bleach with Ichigo. I got to give that to that. But as far as martial arts, as far as hand-to-hand combat, I really got to give it to Naruto. Just the franchise in itself. Yeah. They really, really, really beautiful. You get to see a lot of different styles. You get to see kickboxing, you get to see kung fu, you get to see karate, a little bit of grappling. Mm-hmm. And then the anime god powers. Then it gets like, hey, I'm gonna summon this giant fucking frog to sit on you. I'm like, you know what?
It's a toad.
Sorry, toad. And I watched Naruto, and I got the freaking Leaf Village toad. But that's, like, I mean, dude, have you, like in the Boruto fight with Naruto and Momoshiki? I still watch that. I still watch that clip.
If we're doing that.
You got one? Do you think about one now? Because I've been rambling forever. I'm pretty sure they're sick and tired of my voice.
Gara and Rock Lee every single time.
We're putting that one in there for sure.
Gara and Rock Lee.
I love Rock Lee. You know I love Rock Lee. Like, stop hating on Bushy Brow, bro. He did it all with no ninjutsu, no genjutsu. He said these hands are rated E for everybody. He took
all these E-girls.
I'll quit shitting on my boy.
E-girls raving on Sasuke, and it's like, do y'all not know who gave him the hands first?
Yeah. The first person we get to see give Sasuke the biz.
And then Sasuke had to turn around and use it
and copy his move
to win his match.
Every girl in person I talk to, and you know what? Like, all you Sasuke E-girls and E-boys out there, Sasuke's my favorite character. Why? Because of the Sharingan? Because of the Chidori? Because... What's that meme? The way he sucked Orochimaru for clout, whack. The way he left the village, whack. But me, I'm tight as fuck.
Nah, it was another one on TikTok. We were going on a tangent, but this was funny. It was like Itachi was sitting on a throne, and he was like, what can you see with those eyes? And Sasuke was like, you dying. And then somebody did a voiceover, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I've seen that. But to piggyback off of Naruto doing martial arts, Rock Lee was based off of Bruce Lee. I mean, bowl cut and all.
Yep.
Bring it, bitch. And Rock Lee was also another person.
If that's the case, if Rock Lee was Bruce Lee, does that make
my guy was actually referenced to a kung fu specialist. I don't remember his name.
He should have been Ip Man.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't find out Ip Man until like 2010. So, but
that is true.
But to Rock Lee, for instance, because in the world of Naruto, because come on, guys, I know you guys have seen Naruto. In the world of Naruto, ninjas, excuse me, have to study, martial arts and stuff. It's a part of the training. It's a part of the regimen. It's what you have to do. This is how we're going to do it. Yada, yada, yada. Well, you have this ability of chakra or ki, or in other worlds, like a source of power that derives in you that everybody has. And you can derive it into ninjutsu, which is elemental techniques, or summoning a doppelganger, or summoning animals, ninjutsu. Genjutsu basically illusions. And then you have taijutsu, which is the physical art of it, the martial arts aspect of it. And taijutsu is real, but it's basically like taijutsu is like, you know that karate guy that yells at everything for punching and it doesn't really do anything? That's taijutsu. So, like, yeah.
It's funny you said that because I found, it's not even an Easter egg, but it's something I never noticed. Apparently, there was an episode of Power Rangers, and we all know, you know, Jason David Frank, you know, you know.
Yo, shout out to Jason David Frank. He's a bad motherfucker. I like him.
Apparently, there's an episode of Power Ranger where he does it to Lois Zed, and Lois Zed calls him out on it. He's like, is all that high iron really necessary?
Shout out to Lois
And I
Zed.
look it up, and it's actually real. Like,
But
yo, savage.
Rock Lee, okay, the main person, Sasuke, we all know, like, to kind of piggyback off this, Rock Lee, yes, I'm glad we got on this. Rock Lee is my favorite Naruto character. I relate to him so much because he did it all through training. He did it all through hard work. He did it all through no special gifts, no special talents. He even says it to himself. You know, and he ends up respecting the main character Naruto, who was kind of a loser in the beginning, which I also relate to Naruto a lot in a way, like in personal reasons, but I also relate to Rock Lee as well because a lot of people you hear it all the time. He or she has natural talent, born athleticism. They were destined to do this. You hear it all the time in real life. This person has an amazing talent. I can't wait to see what they do. It's a talent. Rock Lee says it, you know, himself too. He goes, some people were born talented. Others have to work for it. And it's true. He worked his ass off. Like, yeah, like I said, animes are a little more extreme, but I mean, this guy wanted to be the best like no one ever was. And so this guy trained.
Shout out to Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Untitled.
Oh yeah, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, that was based off of Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, if you guys didn't know. And Hitmontop's a capoeira fighter. I mean, it's everywhere. Martial arts is everywhere, guys. And Rock Lee is the embodiment of like the newer generation. Like, if I grew up with Goku, like my brother grew up with Rock Lee. Yes, he didn't get a lot of clout. He got it when the Gaara fight happened. Watch that. And, you know, he lost, yes, but like just, and then they also cameoed Drunken Fist to cameo Jackie Chan.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. You're an idiot. And it was cool because you got to see the Drunken Fist style. And Drunken Fist is a real style, guys. It's, of course, orthodox now. Like, you don't got to plaster yourself and then go train.
Because he's supposed to take medicine.
And he took this guy Sensei's sake bottle and he chugs it. And he basically...
he straight wipes the floor with Bone Guy. I forgot his name.
Kimimaru.
He was like, I can't predict his moves.
Yeah,
just like any drunk person.
Yeah. And fun fact, Japan actually, Masashi Kishimoto, the writer, everything like that, they actually got flagged for it for promoting underage drinking. And that's why we never got to see it again, because that was a huge thing.
But disclaimer, they specify, because there's a backstory and then there's the actual fight.
Yeah.
Both times he got drunk, but they specified that both times was an accident. Like,
they specify it, but they were like, the filler episode, I know what you're talking about, And they weren't allowed, like, and I think that was in Naruto, right? It wasn't in Shippuden, the filler episode? Or was
that was in Naruto.
Yeah, so like they got away with it, but when Shippuden came around, like I remember when Shippuden came out, I wanted to see Drunken Rock Lee, and if there's a filler I missed, I didn't watch the filler, so don't at me. But you know, they actually, if you go back and watch Boruto, where Metal, his son, they disguised Rock Lee's drunken style in his son Metal. But they did it with his anxiety and how he was frantic in the way he moved. You can watch the fight, and he actually cameos Drunken Rock Lee's movements.
That's crazy also how they take health issues and kind of use it to an advantage. I mean, because you can say the Drunken Fist could be related to an alcoholic, which it wasn't, but just
have you been to Thailand?
You know, like you said, Metal's anxiety, and there's a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but the guy was, I can't remember if he was mentally disabled. Something was wrong with him. and he used it and implemented it into his fighting. I can't remember what was wrong with him. Probably Asperger's or something, ADHD. It was something like really wrong with him. But he used it as a fighting style, and it was really unorthodox. But luckily, the person he was fighting with, who was the main character, was able to copy it and take him down. But just saying, like, just using basic emotions to channel, just these different fighting styles, whether it be, disabilities, just regular emotions, happy, sad, angry, and just being able to just use that as a martial artist to your advantage.
To piggyback off of that, we're always kind of talking about, like, what's your greatest weakness? And it's like, well, it's my anxiety. And it's like, well, make it your greatest strength. And it's like, that's the beauty of it. And I totally agree with that. And to kind of chain off of that too, to kind of, we're talking about all the martial arts styles and how they've been in many different animes and how they were portrayed from people in real life. It's awesome because these people affected the anime. Doesn't matter what you're watching. It could be something as silly as Pokemon, which those fight scenes were hard as hell. And you got something as Baki that's a little more extreme. Then you go back to a pioneer such as Naruto and Dragon Ball. And to kind of come full circle a little bit, Dragon Ball, literally every martial artist's dream is to get everything down perfect, have perfect fluidity, perfect motion. And Bruce Lee says it, be water, my friend, and the philosophy of it is adaptability. And what I mean by that is, like, he says it in an interview. He goes, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow and it can crash. Be water, my friend. And what I want to talk about, too, to kind of backtrack a little bit, is Goku's form, Ultra Instinct. Perfect, or autonomous Ultra Instinct, whatever they said in the dub, but perfect Ultra Instinct with his silver hair. Mm-hmm. And, I was taught, too, and I kind of talked about this with my instructor, and I talked to him about it. He knows I'm a nerd and stuff, but he said it to me best, and he goes, a martial artist is at his best when he does something. He doesn't think about it. And they reference that. Whis is telling Vegeta and Goku, you guys think too much, or you relax too much. You have to find balance. Every martial artist tries to find balance. Even me, to this day, I'm still trying to find it. It's fucking hard. But we as people, you see it all the time. I mean, like, you want to talk about character development, they're just simply trying to find balance. Mm-hmm. And so when Goku finally does it, I mean, just the fact that, like, imagine, like, your reflexes, like your arm doing what it wants because it knows what to do, how to lift something, how to put something down, how to catch something, how to gently touch something, how to aggressively attack it. Like, each part of your body is its own entity. And then you have your brain that, is the reciprocal, that's you. Your brain is you. Your body is its own self. And you're just going off of reflexes. You hear it all the time, too. Just go off your reflexes. Muscle memory. Mm-hmm. Well, like, you hear people like, well, brain, well, an arm doesn't have a brain. Yes, technically, it does.
It does. And I'm going to stop you right there because I have a perfect example.
Yeah.
At my job, I'm not going to say where I work and what I do because none of your business. No, I'm a security guard. I'm definitely not going to say where. But if you're watching this and you recognize my voice,
we'll leave a link in the description below.
But we, as security guards, there's certain devices that we have to use throughout our daily duties. And one of them, and during the whole COVID thing, which I hope everybody's doing okay, we weren't using certain devices for like 2 months, however long we were shut down. I can't remember, like 2 months. So when we opened back up and we started using these devices again, everybody forgot the code for this particular device. I come up, grab the device, put it in and open it up, and they're like, how did you remember that? I'm like, man, I've used this code so many times just moving my thumbs around. It became a muscle memory. Mm-hmm. It's like, I didn't know the code. I just knew which way my thumb moved whenever I unlocked it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it does exist.
It does exist. And to scientific, you know, your brain is a computer. Your brain, in the rest of your body, you know, gets, you know, doing this, for instance. Mm-hmm. My brain is telling my fingers to do this. It all goes back to your brain. And, you know, like, yes, your eyes, everything is a section of its own body. Your eyes have to see it. Your brain registers it, and then it sends it out. Our words, the way we speak and everything. Not to get scientific, but that's the way Ultra Instinct was. You are the embodiment of fluidity. And that's something every martial artist thrives for. At least, you know, people that say they're martial artists, like, really train and really believe in that. It's crazy because, like, what do you do with that? Like, how do you react to that? How do you become that? And the way Goku trained for it was he had to train with a whole nother, if you haven't watched or listened to our first episode, I talk about that. He had to train with a whole nother sentient, like, being to even tap into this, because no mortal, no human or mortal person could tap into this to its true potential without training. And that's the same thing with anything. You can't achieve something without training for it or preparing yourself for it. You know, it takes time. And, like, I'm really glad we did this episode today. It's just something I'm passionate about. And I'm not usually like, woo! Like, this is like, it's
he's been rambling on for a while, so I just let him speak because he knows more about it from
if I get an
real
episode,
standpoint.
I guess if I get an episode, this is the one. Like,
I still haven't gotten mine yet.
I'm waiting on it, ho. Like, what do you want to do? Like, you guys can get the One Piece episode. Hooker, Jesus, leave me alone.
That's more Matt. Shout out to Matt. That's more Matt.
Shout out to Matt. Well, I mean, I would trigger you, but I don't want to do that for the viewers at home.
How are you going to trigger me?
Beyonce being in Black Panther 2.
You know what? We're not going to talk about that.
No. We'll say no.
Black Panther is a martial artist. We're going to talk about it. Black Panther is a martial artist. Beyonce can't act. She can't act. She's horrible. The only movie she did that was halfway decent was Obsessed, and Idris Elba carried her ass. Me and my wife had this conversation. Every movie she plays in, she gets carried. Fight of Temptations, Cuba Gooding Jr. carried her. Obsession, Idris Elba carried her. What else we got? Dreamgirls, Jennifer Hudson definitely carried that ass. I'm just saying, every movie she got. Cadillac Records, I don't know who the black dude was and who the white dude was, but I know they're real famous. Both of them carried her ass. I'm done. She doesn't need to be Storm. I grew up on this far too long. You really did trigger me. I grew up on this far too long. I would rather have Halle Berry back. Give me Halle. I'm sick of this. Giving random Joe Schmo. No, I ain't finished. No. Now, why she want to be Storm? Because she know good and well.
Okay.
I'm not finished. She know good and well that she is a easy. She can sing her ass off. I'll give her that. Easy. But she knows she is going to be one and done. She is going to be one and done. She's going to do Storm one time, and then she's going to leave. We don't have time for that. Matter of fact, they did it in X-Men Apocalypse because I ain't see her since then, whoever that chick was. But, you know.
Side tangent, that same chick from that movie wanted Storm to get a solo movie, but then everybody was like, Storm's not that popular.
She wanted Storm to get a solo movie? What has Storm done
so
solo?
On the next episode. But, no, like, I just wanted him to get that out. So, there you go. There's your comic relief for the episode. But martial arts, I mean, I think it's something we can all relate to because, you know, Dana White said it best. Fighting is in our DNA.
Oh, it is.
It's in our DNA.
Since the dawn of time, we have been fighting for survival, fighting for fun.
I'll put it to you this way. If you're a person that says you're a pacifist, yes, to a certain extent you are. But you know what? I call you out on it because everybody gets mad and upset. And if you're going to sit here and tell me you never looked at somebody and you wanted to slap them in the fucking mouth for saying something or doing something stupid, case in point, then you're capable of doing martial arts. I'm sorry. You are. You are capable. Everybody is capable of doing this. And
it is. And I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm gonna flip my team.
I'm in certain groups, just anime groups, wrestling groups, and people always ask the question, how old is too old for martial arts? And I always chime in because I think I'm knowledgeable enough to answer that question, and the answer is you're never too old, unless you have a disability that.
And even that
prohibits you.
Yeah.
That physically prohibits you. Like if you can't use your arms, you can't use your feet, you can't move.
If you're quadriplegic, like I mean,
or heart problems to where your heart rate can't exceed a certain amount of.
We
beats.
Understand that.
That's different.
We understand that.
To say, oh man, I'm 40,
but you're still a badass because you're living.
Yeah.
Yes, you're still a badass because
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're still a badass for living, and I respect every single one of you with disabilities. But if you guys ever come across my channel and hear me say that, I'm not just saying that for clout or clout chasing. Because to piggyback off of that, I do have a student with a disability, and he's high functioning autistic.
And he's awesome.
He's funny as hell.
And funny. He's awesome. He's one of the most amazing people you ever meet.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. He's just raw.
He's raw power. Like he uses all his strength.
Cool dude. Could tell you about a Russian fighter who's living in a cave in the middle of Siberia, but I mean, telling him how to do an armbar, it takes a few times.
He's amazing. He gets it. When he gets it, and he uses it. But, what was I getting at? Oh, but to say that, you're 40, 50, you're not even claiming that you're sick. You're just using the old age card. That's an excuse.
It sucks.
I know I make excuses. I just say up front.
I'm probably gonna be in a fucking wheelchair. It sucks, dude. My hands are shot. I got cauliflower ear, like you name it, bro. I hide underneath this bush. I mean, I got scars all over me. I fucking, my knees are fucked, my toes are fucked. Like, yeah, I'm doing a real good sales pitch. But look, man, we're all gonna be old. We're all gonna be bitching about something. You might as well train.
You might as well bitch about how, you got tapped out. Bitch about something cool.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, bro, I was at jiu-jitsu last night. Hurt my neck.
Yeah.
How'd you hurt your neck?
Got guillotine.
I was trying to put my gi on and I threw my neck. But what they don't need to know that because that's actually happening before. I fucking pinched the nerve in my neck putting my gi on one time. I'm like, I hurt my neck.
Like, right, I lost a toenail. How'd you lose a toenail? Somebody stepped on it.
Yeah, facts.
Robert.
I guess in a closing act of this is if you're an anime fan or a martial artist even, you guys have something relatable you can talk about because I do martial arts and I love anime and even comic books, even superheroes too.
Same.
No discredit to anybody in the DC and Marvel universe. I mean, Batman has mastered several martial arts. So has T'Challa, Black Panther, and we talked about our Marvel episode. Check that out, guys, if you haven't.
Wolverine has actually mastered several martial arts.
Black Widow, and I mean, just to let you guys know, like, martial arts is a part of a lot of things you don't realize. And if you think it's just the UFC, it's actually much bigger than that. It's in a lot of things. It's in a lot of our community.
Oh yeah.
And this is like an episode I've been waiting to want to do, and I'm super stoked we did it.
Definitely be a part two. When we make videos, it's not just one and done. We're definitely going to come back.
So how Muhammad Ali and Baki fought, what we're going to talk about right now, and I'm going to spoil it just because to aggravate him. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it. You got to go watch it. I already spoiled it.
All right, guys. What we are going to ask you to do is just leave a comment below.
Like, subscribe.
Leave a comment below of who your favorite martial artist is. It can be real life. It can be fictional, i.e., movies, anime,
weapons,
TV
even
show.
too. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
Just to start off, my favorite martial artist, I have two, is Donnie Yen and Michael J. White, hands down.
He took mine.
The guys are both those guys are very fluid and very disciplined, and when they fight, you see the calmness in their face. They've been here before. They've trained this. They've been all over the world. And
I gotta say, for me, the first, like, my dad introduced me to martial arts. So I gotta say, probably for two people for me as well. I gotta say Jet Li and Jackie Chan, the original Drunken Fist Master, and Jet Li. Yeah, and even though those guys are obviously much older now, I really, really, really admire their work. And because they, you know, for one, they did their own stunts. They literally have broken bones and sprained things and did a lot of stuff and really impacted my life as well and got me into martial arts. And that's kind of how me and my dad bonded, because, you know, like my dad, the first thing my dad did was like cut on I think it was Red Dragon. It's an old Jet Li film, and he cut that on, and I was hooked ever since. And then played Rush Hour, and I was like and I was watching Jet Li because it was a little more urban, but I haven't watched Drunken Fist yet. But yeah, definitely martial arts are the shit.
Just martial arts as a whole is the shit.
Absolutely. But you guys, like, subscribe, follow the channel, give us a shout out, give us ideas of what we should talk about. I know Rona's going crazy right now. Hey, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but hey, listen, martial arts, anime, it's a community in itself. Feel free to give us a reach. Until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Peace.